Okay, so here we go. What we're going to do is we're going to share with you how to do this. First, you're going to go to the outside of the window, tape up the stencil. The difference between the commercial and the residential is 1, the number of stencils, 2, if you're a business, you want it to make the cash register ring, thus the sale. So as you can see, the way we put the stencils up, this particular store has bars in the middle, and so we put the SA on one side and the L and E on the other so that it looks balanced from the outside. The really neat thing about this too is if you have lights on inside your store, like a furniture store or a flooring store with spotlights, it gets dark early in the winter, put a spotlight on it and it's acrylic paint. However, it's translucent on glass, and what that means is it glows really, really well at night if you've got a backlit. For residential, just put a lamp on the table behind it or something to that effect. But if the acrylic water-based paint is backlit, it glows at night. What you can see here now I'm doing is putting the first coat on the green, drawing my line across the top, because this one we're actually going to blend green to yellow. You get more notice. So what you do is you just lightly roll up with a dry roller. So before you put your roller back in the paint, after painting the letter, use the dry roller at the top and a little bit of pressure. I always draw my line across the top so that I can see, so it's all balanced from the outside. When people are actually looking at it, it looks like it's computer generated. Computer generated does not light up in the evening. You can see I'm just spreading the paint out. And I like big, bold colors. Most of the time, as I was saying, is a lot of times I'll double coat it. And especially like this particular window, it's a Tim Hortons, so they don't have sales. We just film it at Tim Hortons because they're one of our long-time customers. We've actually been doing this for 21 years, at least. The commercial kit also comes with rollers, as opposed to the residential kit, because a lot of the residential stuff is for younger kids. So they use sponges and brushes. With the rollers, it gives you more of a professional sign finish. So it actually looks like it's been printed or cut with a computer. We do tons of computer generated signs, vehicle wraps, and this painting is the brightest on the front of your store. Easiest to remove and your most reasonable cost. So you can see here what we're doing. I've blended the yellow a little bit down onto the green so that it gives you a nice smooth transformation. So it's got a really good blend to it. Don't put too much paint on your roller though, for a part like this, because then it's too thick, it'll take a longer time to dry. Just evenly spread it out. Here I'm doing the second coat of green. As I said, I like bold and bright. I mean, face it, if you're going to spend money on your storefront, you want high impact. And what you see Joanna's going to do here is she's going to put a shadow on. Never straight black paint, because black paint or black stickers can crack glass in July heat or in any extreme temperatures. So she's really good with that brush. I'm not that good. So what I do is I go ahead and put the shadow on, and I leave it for a minute, and then I just trim it with my finger or a razor blade. She's incredible. She can paint some really straight lines. So you can see she'll just put the shadow on, spread it nice and thin. So she's mixed a black and a blue together, and able to just put a nice shadow on it. It actually gives it that three-dimensional look. I think the very first time I did the shadow, I had used masking tape. just because I'm not as good as her. She's fabulous with that brush, but she does portraits and things like that, so she's used to it. Like I said, relatively simple. What you can see now, we've moved on to the white outline. Why the white outline? Because glass is black during the day. And with the shadow and the white outline, it really just, we advertise high impact window painting. You know, it allows you to stand out in a plaza over your neighbors. And as you can see now, very simply, rolling the stencils away off the window for easy storage. And they're good again at the next sale. So you can blend as much as you want. You can go half a letter if you're set back in the plaza and want more yellow. Just do the same thing as we've done in the video and put your blend line lower. But that looks pretty good. So now we're on to removal instructions. Very simply, spray a lot of water. If you're having a hard time getting off, add more water. It's truly that simple. Give it a good spray. Let it soak in for 5 minutes. The acrylic paint actually absorbs the water and wants to turn back into a liquid. I've sprayed that twice. First time, waited 5 minutes, let the paint soak in. Second time, sprayed it again. And as you can see, how easy the paint is wanting to turn to liquid again. That's the purpose of using it. It's so simple. Anybody can do it. Look at that. People say, oh, paint. I don't want to paint. It's water-based acrylic. Just paint them in the direct sun, remove them in the not direct sun. Because if you try to remove them in the sun, the water dries. And you don't want the water to dry, so remove them without the sun on them, and the water doesn't dry up.